Hello, everybody. This is Jehoiadak Maccabeus Everyday Survival. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody's safe and well fed with your loved ones. I got to do a video today, and I got several things I want to cover as quick as I can. I owe several videos to people. Somebody asked me to do something about something or had a question about something, and I'm going to try to sum several of them things up in this real quick video. Sometimes I got a machine that rolls my own cigarettes. You buy the tubes, and sometimes, especially when the humidity's high, they don't roll real well. They're kind of hard to get lit. Sometimes they're kind of hard to smoke. But first thing is this little gizmo. I posted it on my community here a while back, and I didn't identify what it was, and I asked everybody to see if you knew what it was and how you would use it in a survival situation. Is what this is. It's the end off of an old rope fence stretcher. This one here, the rope's rotted out of it. It was like that when I got it. It's a combination of double pulleys on each end, and see that there, that's where you hook your wire and stuff. And this one's actually a little different than this style. This was an older style, and I've got the other piece to it somewhere. I got a couple more of these, and I haven't been able to locate them here lately. That's one of them. That's another one, another style. See, they've got the canter lock on the end. This one here's a little better because it don't have the rope all fed through it. Those are old fence stretchers. I know they've got new, better modern stuff, but this one here, if I was going to apply it to a survival situation, would be, I've never used it for this, but I think it'd be real handy to hang in a tree or a building or something wherever you're located. And if you need to raise a large white-tailed deer by yourself, you don't have any family or friends around, or even if you do, this could turn it into a one-man job with the pulleys and everything. You pull it up, and you can lock it down once you got up to where you want to get a new grip, or to let the carcass up and down. That'd be one of the things I would use it for. I only weigh 170 pounds, and I'm pretty strong, but getting up there in age, and a 200-pound deer is just a lot to wrestle. Get it up there on you, trying to get it up and pull the rope up at the same time. And anyway, hope that made sense for everybody. I want to thank everybody that commented in the community post. I don't even remember who all it was. The Kraken and Privateer. I think maybe Liberty Garden. I knew Liberty Garden would know what it was. There's a couple others I can't remember, and I'm sorry if I don't remember your name. I have issues. Anyway, actually, there's a little more to that. If I was going to use it in a survival application, I wouldn't be using that bigger rope. I'd be using something like this that would fit into that canter lock to lock it down. Next thing I want to talk about is nails. And I've heard it purported over the years from several people, 3 people that I consider colleagues and peers. I'm not saying these guys are idiots or nothing, don't know what they're talking about. I do think that there is an error in what they say. That there's an old survival concept from back in the old pioneer days, at the beginning of this country. When people was moving west, they would burn down the old cabin and go around, pick up all the hardware and the nails and all that to build the next one at their new location. And that's all true. Those were a different type of nails than what the modern structure for the last, I don't know, 70 years probably used. Uh, what they used um, was forged nails. They were actually a whole different type of steel, more higher carbon. In fact, the more coffin-shaped nails, I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. Uh, you heat them up, and you can still smell the charcoal comes off of them sometimes. But those you could get by with burning your structure down and reusing. Modern nails, these are soft steel. You burn them, it turns them into stiff spaghetti. That's all it is. Um, and you might be able to drive one or two, but you're going to spend most of your day trying to straighten nails and rebending them. That's about what that'll boil down to. And no offense to anybody that has preached it other ways. Dave Canterbury is one. Um, I don't have a problem with Dave Canterbury. He's got a lot of good information. Wish I could do videos at the depth that he does them and frequency that he does them and all that. Pretty squared away dude, I think, in a lot of his uh, survival ability. He's a true survivalist, not just a bushcrafter. He's a survivalist. Um, I don't agree with him on everything. None of us agree with it on everything, do we? Um, Gotta have coffee. Next thing was I was asked about my shirt. This in here is just a shirt I bought at Dollar General about 12 or 13 years ago. It was a dark forest green. And 5 or 6 years ago, when I come back here, some older videos you'll see, I had to do my laundry by hand in tubs. And I was logging, uh, wasn't making a lot of money. So I was having to do a lot of things um, that need to be done, like laundry. So I didn't have money to drive to the laundromat. I didn't have money for the laundromat, and I didn't have a washing machine at the time. I do have one now. Um, but sometimes my clothes would lay outside for a couple weeks in piles, sometimes wet, sometimes dry. You go out and you do work all day, and uh, you need to get that done. It's late when you get home, you forgot about it, and oh shoot, well, I'll have to do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow's another day, something happens, and anyway, clothes lay outside, and them are all sun streaks, almost like acid wash or not stone wash. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? Tie dye. But I've got several green and brown shirts that this has happened to, and I just liked that and thought it made a pretty cool type of camo pattern. And then I run across this hoodie at Walmart last year, and I really like it. You can see the difference in the colors there. This is not one that I left outside. This came from Walmart this way, and I don't know what the motives was behind it. If they was intending to sell it as a type of camouflage, because there's a lot of stuff in at Walmart at different times that gets popular. And it makes me think, what are they doing? Selling this stuff for a war? What are they doing? Selling this stuff for a post-apocalyptic world? Just different things over the years, especially in the clothesline. But I like this hoodie. It's not a real thick, heavy hoodie like you want in the wintertime um, when it's real cold. This is actually a real thin hoodie, for them days when, like today, it was 30 degrees when I started this morning, and now it's like 52. It's way too warm for this. In fact, I'm getting too warm for this one here. I've about got to take it off too. Uh, Pretty sure I've showed this one in an old video. Everything's a resource. This is a hatchet I made. No, it's not an excellent, great hatchet. That's an old bracket off of an alternator or something I saved years ago. I just thought it looked like a tomahawk head. And I did, well, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, make a handle for it and put the whole thought together. This place is full of stuff like that. I'll see something, I'll have an idea, and so I end up with piles and buckets and boxes and buildings full of stuff. And at some point in time, I'll be done with this building, and I can get to doing the things that I really enjoy in my head. But I've used this quite a bit. You see how the edge is all dinged up there. I use it mainly just for splitting kindling down here in my downstairs stove. It's soft steel. I've never hardened it or anything, but it's a pretty handy hatchet. I chopped down a couple of small trees about that big around with it back a couple of years ago after I'd made it. But everything's a resource. And yeah, you may not have to do things like this in your life now, but at some point in time, you may have to do things like this in your life, or your kids may have to. What was the next thing? Oh, there was something else. Didn't lay nothing out to remind myself. But, oh well, maybe I'll catch it next time. Hope you got some enjoyment or some use out of what I had to say and hear people. So everybody have a good day, and thank you for watching my videos.